All right, it is Friday night. You know what that means. It is time to rip it up here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, Concord, USA. I was about to say Charlotte, USA. We are here for round two of the playoffs of the Australian NASCAR eSeries. Friday night trucks powered by Beat the Dark. Mental health matters. Now we had round one last week, and the point situation has updated coming into round two. Darren McKenzie was in position of 4 at the regular season, is now leading the playoffs with 51 points. Ruben Phelps was our regular season champion. He's on second in the playoffs with 48 points. Third, Jason Holdsworth, who finished second in the regular season with 47 points in the playoffs, coming into round two. Coming into round two for Ron Thompson, 42 points. He finished fourth in the regular playoffs and regular season, and is currently in fourth place. Then we've got Daniel Stevens, Lachlan Akijo, Henry King, Brian Blundell, Adam Johnson, Adam Malone, Kelvin Clark, and Nathan Button. So look, see there from the top five up, basically there are 10 points separating the difference. They're out there qualifying at the moment. Maxi Marshall has quick time here tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We better get some race sound tonight. I don't know if I did that. No, and I've still got the bloody logo on the screen. My bad. There we go. Uh, Trying to fix my screens a little bit. All right, I think everything is working. There is the 22, Ron A. Thompson. Speaking of fourth place in the season playoffs, fourth place on the board, 29.539. Maxi Marshall still has the quick time. We're riding along with Adam Johnson. No, Nigel Seidel, sorry, at the moment. Matt Patton, he's got second quickest, 29.514, 29.536 for Ron A. Thompson. Try and make that a little bit better. There we go. Nigel Payton is down there in fifth. Tom Pritchard, Kelvin Clark, Lachlan Akijo, Adam Malone, Marty Mitchell. That is the 6 to 10. Nigel Seidel and Noddy Tompkins read out the other two cars, 11th and 12th. For those who have qualified, let's just double check exactly how much we do have lined up here today. 17 vehicles, so 5 have not yet qualified. Still about a minute to go. So some of those guys prefer, some people, weird ones, prefer to start at the back. So, yeah, I'll have to see how they go. Still got a couple more races in the playoffs. We do have the All-Star race coming up soon as well. Trying to find the actual schedule. Wow, there it is up here. While we wait for it to throw to the start of this race. Just 15 seconds to go. We'll get this actual battle underway. Oh, no, that's the questions one. Bob, I want schedule. Wow. Here it is. So Charlotte tonight. Next week, Worldwide Technology. Then we're at Kentucky, Iowa, Nashville Super Speedway, and finishing it up with the championship 28th of June, a little over a month away at Chicagoland. So, yeah, still, I didn't count, 1, 2, 4 races to go before we get to the championship, 6 playoff rounds, and then a championship race. We can see those cars starting to grid up now. Front two cars are going to be Maxi Marshall and Matt Payton Second row is Ruben Phelps and Ron A. Thompson. Nigel Payton and Tom Pritchard will be the third row. Fourth row is going to be Kelvin Clark and Lachlan Aquillo, Adam Malone and Marty Mitchell. Fifth row. Sixth row is going to be Nigel Seidel and Noddy Tompkins. Tim Blundell and Matthew Raymond will be on the seventh row. Eighth row, Brian Blundell and Matthew Budd. So Tim and Brian, brothers, starting very close to each other. They'll be able to team up and really work well back there. Adam Johnson will round off that ninth and final row all by himself. So Tim Blundell, Matthew Raymond, Brian Blundell, Matthew Budd, Adam Johnson, the five electing not to qualify here tonight. Thank you. Coffee delivered right in time for the start of this race. About 20 seconds to go before we actually get it rolling. I think Matt Payton and Adam Malone better really hurry up and get on the field, unless they just want to qualify to see what the pace was, and they're going to start from the pits. Otherwise, yeah, it's not the start you want when you qualify second. There we go. Matt's the last guy. He's literally got 1 second. He's going to be starting from the pits. So Ron A. Thompson's going to move himself up to the front row. Excuse me. Oh, see something. Hang on, I got a new video card. I haven't fixed a lot of the options, so let me just go back to this screen for a moment while I fix those. I forgot to change something from. Oh, there we go. That's better. Oh, wrong screen. Jeez. Oh, actually, no, it's not. Sorry, I knew I've got to do something. There we go. That'll fix it. All right, Maxi Marshall, Ron Thompson, Reuben Phelps and Tom Pritchard, Nigel Patton, Lachlan Akisha, Kelvin Clark, Marty Mitchell, Adam Malone, Noddy Tompkins, Nigel Seidel, and Matthew Raymond, Tim Blundell, and Matthew Budd. Matt Payton did not take the field at the grid. He's starting at the pits. We'll just see. There he is, coming sideways out of pit exit. Unfortunately, looks like he will hit that wall as we get this started. Let's see if he's. Yeah, I think he's still coming down that backstretch. That was a man on a mission to get that one out of the pits in time as we get this started. Ron A. Thompson's going to start off down that low line with our racing lead. Maxi Marshall, Reuben Phelps, Tom Pritchard, Nigel Patton seem to be rounding out the five rather. Riding along with Ron Thompson just falling back to fourth there. Actually, I was just about to say riding along with Ron Thompson in the lead, but no, has given that one up for Maxi Marshall, Reuben Phelps, Tom Pritchard, Nigel Payton. Lachlan Akijo has moved into the top five as Ron Thompson falls back to sixth place. There's our race leader though, Maxi Marshall. Ruben behind them. Let's just have a look around the track. 134 laps here at Charlotte tonight. Should be a good one. I do enjoy Charlotte. Charlotte is a fun track. Pretty basic stuff, and it will be probably for the first 20, 30 laps. As no one will really want to try anything too crazy. Playoff round 2, it's just the first third of the playoffs, so sort of a lot to race still to come, both tonight and in the next. We've still got a month of racing go before we get to the championship race, so. There we see Adam Malone, Lachlan Akijo back behind Adam Malone, Ron Thompson. You guys can't see it, but I can. Unfortunately, the 58, Matt Patton, he's still well off the pack. He will obviously, if there is a caution, catch back up, but he is well off the draft, and unfortunately, currently running about a 30.462. Quickest lap, 30.064, so he did get a quick lap in there. Down that backstretch for the 9th time of 134, almost 10 laps into this race. Maxie Marshall is really going to go for it. I'm not sure what happened with Ron Thompson falling back from the lead to 7th, but whatever it was, he was like, no, Maxie and Ruben, Tom, those boys can have it. Camera's loving this top 5 battle at the moment. Ruben Phelps has moved up into the lead past Maxie Marshall. We can see there Tom Pritchard still 3rd, Nigel Patton, Lachlan Akijo, that's the 4th and 5th place. Just behind him though, Adam Malone, there he is, Ron A. Thompson, Noddy Tompkins as well. And just further behind them, Kelvin Clark, Marty Mitchell and Nigel Seidel. They're behind them, Matthew Raymond, Matthew Budden, Adam Johnson. Then it's Tim Blundell, Brian Blundell, and just a bit further back, about another 8 seconds back, Matt Patton. Payton Patton. Tom. Thirteen of 1, 3, 4, barely a 10th of this race. Now, Charlotte's a good one. You can ride the line. I find entry in 3 and 4, like some of those guys, they're a little bit high, turn down into it a little bit because you do come up out of the track like Lachlan did there, the blue 42. Up in front of the 90 and the 1 there, Adam Malone and Nigel Patton. And 1 and 2, I prefer a little bit midline, but ride it a bit higher around the turns. A lot of people like to ride that line, inside line, all the way around, depending on how comfortable you are. It is it's a good track because you can ride it a few different ways effectively. Ruben Phelps, Maxi Marshall, Tom Pritchard, Lachlan Akisha, Nigel Patton, Peyton. I really don't know how to say Nigel and Matt's last name. I'm so sorry, guys. Of the top five, let's try and jump up there and have a bit of a look. Ruben Phelps looking comfortable. Actually, you know what? I just realised there's no Jason Holdsworth here tonight. Everything is all right, but yeah, when you're in the points with playoffs, oh, that's right. I think he said he was away next. He was away last. He said last week he was away this week. My bad. I do remember that now. Yeah. A little bit of a two-wide battle there for second. Maxi Marshall, Tom Pritchard, side by side, and with Lachlan Akijo Hunt behind Maxi Marshall, you'd think he should have the advantage, but does not appear so. Ruben Phelps still a race leader. The 91 and the 90 side by side. That's Tom Pritchard and Nigel Patton. Oh my God, I'm doing it again. I'm just going to call him Patton, Nigel Patton. Adam Malone back there behind there. He's missing a couple of teammates here tonight as well, I think. I know there's the 91's one of his teammates. I know that, Tom Pritchard. He laps in, got a couple of guys side by side racing. Yeah, 42 and the 08, they're battling currently for second and third. 90 Carras in fourth, fifth, the 91. That's Nigel Patton and Tom Pritchard. Adam Malone. We just see Ron A. Thompson, blue 22, hot down there on the right hand side. All right, 22 of 134. Still not a lot going on. As I say, the first 20, 30 laps really won't be much, if anything. Even then, it might be longer than that because, yeah, you want to sort of run those tyres as long as you can, as comfortably as you can. No one looking really too challenged at the moment. 86 of Brian Blundell. I can see him on the track map. Seems to have fallen off the field a little bit. Have a look, see if we can see any damage. No, she's looking pretty clean. The other car that's a little bit back off the pace, the 58. But he can. He had a sensational start. Unfortunate to start from the grid. Was going to start front row, outside pole. But Just did not grid up in time for whatever reason, and was coming out of the pits, and right as he got to the pit exit, he was coming out sideways. He had a drift going on that car full. It was locked. It might have looked good, but unfortunately he's kept him off the pace a little bit, waiting for that caution to come out. Looks like we might have our first pit under greens, in fact. Who knows? Alright, Lachlan Akijos, our current race leader, the old race leader, Ruben Phelps, fallen back to third. Nigel Patton moved up into second. Tom Pritchard's back there in fourth. Adam Malone, his teammate, fifth. Ron Thompson, Maxi Marshall, Noddy Tompkins, Matthew Raymond, Matthew Budd round out the 6 to 10. And it is Kelvin Clark, Nigel Seidel, Tim Blundell, Brian Blundell, and Matt Padden. Looks like the 229 of Adam Johnson has retired 6 laps ago. Back on the 20th lap. I'm not sure what happened, but might have dropped out or had to go. That's the end of playoffs round 2 for him. Just 7 laps away from 100 laps remaining. That is ridiculous. Riding along with our leader, Lachlan Akijo. He is absolutely killing it. 31.582. Not the quickest laps out there, but definitely one of the faster ones. Quick time at that last one, 31.552. He had 31.708. Sorry, 31.443. Not surprisingly coming from deep in the field. A lot of good racing air back there. Should help some of those boys make a good late charge. Nigel Patton and Lachlan Akijo, they're starting to push away a little bit. At a half a second lead on third placed Ruben Phelps. He does have Tom Pritchard and Adam Malone teaming up behind. No, it looks like Tom Pritchard might be going it alone there. So Tom Pritchard's 91 beast. So you can see Nigel Patton and Lachlan Akijo 1 and 2 up there ahead of him. Teammate Adam Malone in the green, 1 car truck behind him. Go 6 of Ruben Phelps and the 22 of Ron Thompson. Matthew Raymond and Matthew Budd just slightly back behind those two as well. Just outside the 5. Pretty uneventful race at the moment, 32 laps in, but this is what you want. About building that foundation and just getting a lot of those laps out of the way, without little fuss or anything too crazy going on. They can get about 100 laps on a full tank of fuel, so look for that fuel window somewhere between, I guess, the late 70s, 80s, mid 80s to lap 100. There is a caution. You will see some cars ducking in a bit earlier because still plenty of race left to come back out and get those laps back on. First and second at the bottom of our screens. There's third, fourth. Teammates Adam Malone and Tom Pritchard side by side. Looks like swapping out. Adam Malone will lead. Tom Pritchard will push behind him. Ronnie Thompson is up there as well. Will he join into that little thing they got going on? I think he might hang back and just sort of wait till they sort it out themselves. As we come to the end of the 35th lap, 99 still to come. I just want to remind you guys that Knuckleheads iRacing League, KHR, their regular seasons have finished. They crowned 5 champions this week, and congratulations to all of them. But next week, the Summer Nationals, 5 days of racing. Monday night all the way through to Friday night on Mud Mule TV. So make sure you come back and check that stuff out. That'll be Tuesday to Saturday mornings for Australians. But that's coming up this week. Oh, tomorrow, I forgot. I almost forgot. Chris will kill me. Got the 400 lapper. So if we thought 134 laps was crazy, we've got the Coca-Cola 600, 400 laps of Charlotte Motor Speedway, I believe. I believe it's Charlotte. And that will be tomorrow morning on Australian times. It's Friday night for the American viewers. I really should. I keep going to get around in a sort of half-starter schedule thingy, but I just, yeah. We've had some slight upgrades in the office here at Bobbeth TV, so hopefully I'll better start doing that stuff. Got a second computer set up in the spare room. We've got a 3060 on the broadcasting machine, so yeah, see how we go. Everything seems to be running pretty nicely too, which is really good. What you want, obviously. 119, Noddy Tompkins looks like he's going to be one of the first to go into the pits. Not sure if maybe he's had a bit of tyre wear or had tapped the wall, but is currently in the pit. Still plenty of laps to go, just under 100 laps remain. So plenty of laps to get that rate, those laps back. How many times can I say the word lap? There's the 777. That is Kelvin Clark. He's back just outside at the top at 10. We see the 4 of Tim Blundell side by side with Nigel Seidel. Behind Kelvin there, that is Maxi Marshall, was race leader at one point, back in 12th place at the moment. Behind Maxi Marshall is Marty Mitchell, Brian Blundell, Matt Patton, Noddy Tompkins still in the pits, 2 laps down, so I'm wondering if he's got some sort of other concerns maybe that he's dealing with. Let's jump back up the front. As our race leaders, Lachlan Akijo first, Nigel Patton second, just the Adam Malone and Ron A. Thompson back there in third and fourth. Looks like Adam's teammate Tom Pritchard falling back to 5th. Reuben Phelps, Matthew Raymond 6th and 7th, Matthew Budd, Nigel Seidel, Tim Blundell 8th, 9th and 10th. Kelvin Clark, Maxi Marshall, Marty Mitchell. That is the 11th, 12th and 13th cars. 14th and 15th, Brian Blundell and Matt Patton. Noddy Tompkins currently back out of the pits, 3 laps down in 16th. Adam Johnson unfortunately retired 23 laps ago, and will finish in 17th place. All right, that 4-car pack starting to break up a little bit there. Ron Thompson did look like he was going to run behind Adam Malone for a bit, but he's challenging for second now. Nigel Patton is his current challenger. Lap traffic coming up in the 119 of Noddy Tompkins. Like he will stay down low. Well, the other guys generally, so we'll see how he goes. He's just been in the pits, so he's got a fully repaired car and should be quick. Possibly even a new set of tyres, so may not even need to concede here if he's smart and fast about it. Could just race the boys out. As long as he stays out of their way, they'll do their thing, but he'd be the quicker car out there at the moment. We're about to find out as they just come out of 4 and head into the tri-oval here at Concord, USA. Charlotte Motor Speedway is the host of playoffs round 2 for the Australian NASCAR eSeries. Friday night trucks powered by Beat the Dark. Mental health matters, and we are in for a beauty. It's been 47 laps, not a single yellow flag just yet. Ronnie Thompson has had a run into the lead. Lachlan's fallen back to second. Looks like Nigel Patton's night is not over as Adam Malone is going to battle him for third place. So we've had a couple of race leaders so far. I believe 3 or 4, if not 5 maybe, in the last 48 laps. Ron A. Thompson will be our current one. Looks like Marty Mitchell, the 651, my bad, in the pits. Currently 14th. Ruben Phelps looks like he might have gone in the pits as well, as he is a lap down. So a couple of guys just getting those early pits in. So if it stays green, they'll be able to race those laps back, no problems. So Kelvin Clark, the 777, also going in the 08 of Maxi Marshall, the 06 Ruben Phelps, sorry, the 08, the 86 of Brian Blundell. Oh, I did see someone else, I think the 42, Lachlan Akijo, a very late exit off the run into the pit lane there. 337, so a lot of guys, looks like this is the possible pit window. '91, the trouble 337. Also going to go to the pits, Tom Pritchard and Matthew Budd. Oh, sorry, coming out of the pits there, my bad. 22, I can see on the track map, and the 90 also going to the pits. I believe Adam Malone, maybe our new race leader, as he comes out of the pits now. Winning in fourth. Oh, here comes the 06 of Ruben Phelps. Could go from seventh to first here. Lachlan Akisho, eighth to second. Adam Malone will settle in at third. Fourth, Matthew Matthew Raymond. Tom Pritchard, Matthew Raymond. We'll get, oh my gosh, I'll just give up on those two names for now. Actually, looks like Ron Thompson might be our race leader, but something happened there. Oh no, he's not. He's just coming out of the pit lane. My bad. I do believe the 06 is our race leader. The 42 just there behind him. Yeah, teammates. So this could be the winning strategy right here. There is the sixth place, Matthew Budd. You can see Tom Pritchard just up ahead of him. Ronnie Thompson a little bit further in that distance. But as we can see, Matthew Raymond right there behind Matthew Budd. So he has a little bit to worry about at the moment. As we get this race back underway. Green flag pit run. Alright. It's going to be lap 55 of 134. It's not quite the halfway mark yet, but already one green flag pit run. Everyone, a couple of guys went in early. We had Ruben Phelps go in about 10 laps prior. So it was about 4 laps earlier than a lot of the other guys. Noddy Tompkins was in the pits earlier than that, but unfortunately due to an issue, so wasn't really able to take advantage of it. Ruben Phelps really looks like his maneuver was the right one to do. 4 laps down, 4 laps up. Running along with the 651 Flamey Marty Mitchell, but now we're in front of him in the 08 Maxi Marshall. There is Marty Mitchell back there behind him. Seven of 134. Still a lot of racing to come. Track cams give you a bit of an idea of exactly what sort of speed these guys are doing. They are flying down those back stretches into 3 and 4. Still 15 cars in it, 14 on the lead lap. Noddy Tompkins, the only car down. He's down 3 laps at the moment. Still plenty of race to come, and if it's green flag the entire way, he will definitely have an opportunity to make those up. coming to the end of lap 60. Lachlan Akijo still our race leader. Ruben Phelps, Adam Malone, Ron Thompson, and Tom Pritchard. That is the 5. Matthew Budd, Matthew Raymond, Nigel Patton, Maxie Marshall, and Nigel Seidel is the 10. Marty Mitchell, Matthew Patton, Tim Blundell, Noddy Tompkins, Matt Brian Blundell are the remaining 11 to 15 cars. Alright, as we end the 62nd lap and get ever closer to that halfway mark, I'll leave you with a little bit of the action on our screens. We'll be back in just one moment. As some of these cars start to get a little bit more racy. This is the top 10 back here. 9th and 10th on our screens. 11th and 12th back there just behind them. And they are not scared to race it out at this stage. Coming up very close to the halfway mark. A lot of the cars about halfway into their current run on their second stint out of the pits. Whether they took tyres or not sure. Some of them like to gamble on that first half and not take tyres just to leave a spare set right at the end if there's a late caution. Looks like the relative there, that Lachlan Akijo's teammate, Ruben Phelps, falling back to 4th. Adam Malone and Ron Thompson are currently 2nd and 3rd. Lachlan Akijo still our race leader. Oh, I can't add up. I'm thinking the 70 lap mark was the halfway, 70 odd laps, but it's 134 bad, Bob, which would be like 66, 65 laps. Sorry, no, it wouldn't be, Bob. It'd be 67. Dorcas. So 66 to go. We are just past the halfway mark. About 40, 45 laps was the run before everyone started to go in the pits the first time. So I reckon, yeah, so we've got about 20 more laps on this current stint. We'll see how they go. Look, Lachlan Akijo broke it away from the lead a little bit there. Actually looking, that's Adam Malone and Ronnie Thompson. Bob, there's Lachlan up ahead of those guys. About a second lead. Almost a second and a half lead over Adam Malone and Ronnie Thompson there. Ruben Phelps 3 seconds back. That is Lachlan's teammate. He really needs to close that gap so they can support each other. Alright, with 62 laps still to come, we have just 14 drivers on the track, 12 on the lead lap. Looks like we lost Kelvin Clark about 24 laps ago. Noddy Tompkins is in the pits currently. He's 11 laps down. He's in 15th. Brian Blundell, he's about a half a lap, almost a lap, in danger of being a lap, sorry. In 14th, 13th, Marty Mitchell also. He's just ahead of Lachlan. We just saw him there at the bottom of the screen. Race leader Lachlan Akitros is lap. Traffic Brian Blundell up ahead. I think he's just be using it for as much draft as he can to sort of pull away from his group, but coming up on about lap 27 on his run there. Maybe another 10 or so laps remaining before he really needs to consider pitting, maybe. Unless everyone pit early there because everyone else pit, and that's just going to give him enough fuel to sort of run a long run. We'll have to wait and see, actually. Well, it won't be too long before we know. 60 laps remaining, and if I'm right, about 40 to go when we find out at most. So Lachlan got himself around Brian Blundell. Ron Thompson is going to want to do the same pretty quickly. Adam Malone. A few spots back behind Ron Thompson, car length-wise. Alright, looks like caution has come out. I'm trying to see where it might be. I think the 91. Looks like he is slowing down, so we'll go back on him a little bit and just see if we can see what... Yeah, there it is. Alright. See there, the 91 racing along. There's the 69, I think it is. Nigel Seidel. It looked like the 51 got a little bit loose. And the change in speed allowed for Nigel Seidel just to tap the 91, 360 him down onto the infield. That's going to bring out our first caution, and you will see a lot of cars head into the pits, I would imagine. Here we go. As you see, the first of the cars peeling off. A couple of guys staying out. Brian Blundell looks like he stayed out. He can't go in yet. He's a lap down. He needs to go one more time around, I think. Oh, not the camera we wanted, Bob. Looks like the first one out of the pits, Ron A. Thompson. He will be our race restarter. Lachlan, Matthew Raymond, Ruben Phelps, Adam Malone, Matthew Budd, Nigel and Matt Payton, both coming out. Matt making his way up into the top 10. He is going to start on, what's that? 1, 2, 3, fourth row, inside line, fourth row. So for someone that was a few laps down, started from the grid, he's stuck with it and he's back in the battle. Was basically the second quickest car in qualifying, so if they've all got the same tyres and stuff now, it's even playing field. Look for him to get back amongst the action. All right, so the rows are going to look like this. Lachlan Akijo with pole, Ron A. Thompson on that front row, outside pole with him. Second row is going to be Matthew Raymond and Ruben Phelps. Adam Malone and Matthew Budd will be on that third row. Fourth row, Nigel and Matt Payton, Maxie Marshall and Tim Blundell on that fifth row. Sixth row is going to be Marty Mitchell all by himself at this stage. Looks like Nigel Seidel in the pits, as is Brian Blundell. All right, we are coming to the Wonder Green backstretch run. You can tell that because they are starting to line up double file. So Ron is going to have pole, Lachlan Akisha outside pole on that front row. Great pit stop by Ron Thompson. All right, as the boys get to Wonder Green, a couple of those guys going into the pits late again. So Nigel Seidel, another visit into the pits. Tom Pritchard's in there as well. That's going to leave 12 cars on the track for the start. All right, we're going to get this one back underway. We'll be lap 82 when we get this one green. 53 laps remain. '54, sorry. All right, we get a great view as they fire from that Geico restart zone. Over that start finish line, Barney waving that green flag to signify the start of the race. 53. I know I was right. 53 to go. Lap 82. See those cars getting up to speed quite quickly. Ron Thompson, Lachlan Akijo, Ruben Phelps, Matthew Raymond, Adam Malone, Matthew Budd, Matt Payton, Nigel Payton, Tim Blundell, Maxi Marshall, Matty Mitchell, Tom Pritchard, and Nigel Seidel. Right along the nose of our leader, Ron A. Thompson, the Michael J. Fox Foundation Blue 22 truck. We've had him in the booth plenty of times over the season, and one more tonight won't hurt. Keep it up, Ron. He will possibly need to go in the pit soon. He's on a 33 lap run. Everyone else went in back prior to that caution, so because of that caution 6 laps ago. He has confidence in that truck. He's the one lone American against a sea of Australians. Normally a lot of us Australians are the other way around in some of the iRacing battles. So it's good to see, but Ron Thompson, he does put on a show. So if we're going to have one American representative, I'm glad it's him. Just 49 laps to go. Only about 20 minutes more of racing. So really want to start making your moves. Start making sure you're in that position you want to be in. Build some momentum. Get that good playoff points finish. Still 4 more playoff rounds to go, but you don't want to leave it to the last few. That really puts the pressure on. That is Matthew Raymond, the 83 machine. He's currently 4th place. Trying to find the playoff points again. So we can sort of go over. Here we go. Oh, Darren McKenzie's another one. So Jason Holdsworth and Darren McKenzie not here, and they are currently 1 and 3rd in the playoff points. Ruben Phelps is 2nd, currently 14th in the race, but 2nd in the points. Ron A. Thompson, our race leader, is 4th in points. So this will be a massive boost if he can get it up there. Daniel Stevens, he is currently in 5th and not here tonight. Of course, Lachlan Akijo currently in 6th place. He is in 2nd at the moment. So Ron Thompson and Lachlan Akijo will likely get the biggest bumps out of this. If Brian Blundell can finish high, he'll get a good little kick out of it. Adam Johnson is not here. No, he retired very early, so Adam Malone and Kelvin Clark may be able to jump him. Nathan Button also not racing here tonight. So points could get a little bit complicated as we get towards the tail end of the playoff run. That's what you want, though. You want it to come down to that championship night, that last race of the season. 92 laps in the books. 134 laps are the total. That means 43 laps still to come. Racing order's a little bit messed up on the track just due to lap traffic. Ron Thompson is a race leader. Behind him, Tom Pritchard and Nigel Patton, 12th and 13th. Then it's Lachlan Akijo, Adam Malone, Matthew Patton, and Matthew Raymond, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. So if Ron can keep those cars between him and the second place guys back, that will give him a nice little buffer, nice little bit of room to play with. Very different racing lines there. Nigel Seidel, Matthew Budd, and I believe Matthew Raymond. Like Lolly and Moist. Appreciate it. As we get to almost 40 to go, 95, lap 95. You're getting words, Bob. Is about to begin as the 22 crosses that start-finish line. We're riding along with the 06 and the 86, Ruben Phelps, Brian Blundell. Ruben's got a little bit of damage on the left side, the underside of his car. That generally comes from car contact. Wall contact's normally on the high side, the right side. Hopefully not too much damage there as he races side by side with Brian Blundell. Is a lap down at the moment. The only car that is a lap down, so looking to obviously race his way back into this. Ron Thompson coming to a 45 lap run on those tyres and fuel. Got to think, will he go into the pits as soon? If he does, it's pretty not race over, but it's really, yeah, if there was a caution, then awesome for him, for the person that the caution's out for. But yeah, you just do not want to be forced into a green flag pit stop. You are going to go at least a lap down. Every time that 22 comes out of 4, I keep an eye on the track map just to see if he makes a hard left. But no, 47 laps in and he's still out there leading this race. Nigel Patton and Tom Pritchard just up ahead of him. He's got Adam Malone back behind him, about a second and a half, 2 seconds. So nothing to really worry about, but he must notice that he's there. Excuse me, Brian Blundell just racing a good little line there, 7th place. He's about 7th or 8th in the playoff points. So top 5 finish will certainly improve that. He's only 2 spots out. Ron Thompson's about to start his 50th lap on these tyres and fuel. Surely with 35 to go, he does not have enough to see him all the way home. There's the 42 of Lachlan Akijo on the left-hand side. Matt Patton on, this is his car we're watching from. I was meant to say on the right side, but that's him there. And they have a battle going on, these two. They are battling it out for 3rd and 4th, top 3 finish up for grabs. All look like Looked like the 4 was going to pop out of that line there, Tim Blundell, and just a little bit of contact there with Lachlan. Tim Blundell recently in the pits of fresher tyres. Well, he's able to get around that traffic there. To the 42, Lachlan Akisho has gone into the pits. Once again, a little bit earlier than everyone else would. I think the 08's also in there. Yeah, it was the 08, Maxi Marshall. Like the 22 has let the 1 by. Adam Malone, our new race leader. 25 laps he's run, so he's doing okay, but 52 for the 22 of Ron Thompson, and you think, there he goes. All right, confirmation that Ron Thompson has just gone in to the pits. A number of other cars, the 337 of Matthew Budd, he went in 8th place, so yeah, look for some of these cars to maybe just not risk that late caution and try and just get those new tyres, race their way back into it now with the fresh full tank. The 90 and the 91, there they are. Nigel Patton at the front, Tom Pritchard behind him. All right, we have 29 to go. We are at lap 106. Adam Malone's our current race leader. Matt Patton second. Nigel Seidel currently third. Marty Mitchell fourth. Nigel Patton fifth. Tom Pritchard, Ron Thompson sixth and seventh. And Lachlan Akisho, Matthew Raymond, Brian Blundell is the top 10. This battle not quite over yet, but it's really getting to the dying stages. Who will see the checkered flag? We're going to have to wait and see. I will be back in just one moment, folks. right, we are 24 to go. Well, actually 23 to go soon. The one car on our screens, Adam Malone, he is coming through 3 and 4 into that tri-oval to start the 112th lap. It's 23 remain. A few staggered pit stops there, it looks like, with the lap counts, the pit run lap counts. Our top 5, they are in the 30s. 34 for Adam Malone, our race leader. Nigel Patton second, he's at 33 lap run. 31 and 31 laps apiece for third and fourth. Tom Pritchard and Nigel Seidel, and 33 laps for Marty Mitchell with 23 to go. So I wonder if that is going to come into play. Fourth place, Nigel Seidel, all the way down to 11th place, Ruben Phelps. That's Marty Mitchell, Ron Thompson, Lachlan Akijo, Matthew Budd, Matthew Raymond, and Matt Patton. Ruben Phelps, 1 lap down. Tim Blundell also, Maxie Marshall and Brian Blundell, 2 laps down. Trying to see on the track map where Nigel Patton and Tom Pritchard are second and third, but they, I believe, are about 2 cars ahead of the one of Adam Malone, our race leader. He's in a position where he could effectively have lapped the entire field. Adam Malone, of course, sitting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9th, 10th place in the playoffs, coming into tonight's race on 20 points. Very, very much has the opportunity. I think he can pick up like around 40 odd points. So he could really jump up into the top battle there with a win here. Nigel and Tom Pritchard also could come up out of nowhere. Number of top 5 guys having the night off tonight due to life commitments. 6 playoff races. That will make them a little bit more pressure on them to succeed in the other 4 remaining ones. Only 17 laps to go. We're on lap 118 of 134. These are all the cars up ahead of Adam Malone. In fact, right at the end of that long line, I think we saw the 4 of Tim Blundell and then Adam Malone just behind him. This is the 22 of Ron Thompson. He's in 4th. The 91 just over him in 3rd. The 90 in 2nd. So he is currently, I believe, 4th. Yeah, 4th in playoff points. Oh, look out. There has been a crash. I think that was Ruben Phelps shot up into that wall. Looks like he's managed to keep it straight, but that truck is definitely going to be feeling that pain. And the 08. That is Tom Pritchard, Maxie Marshall. Tom Pritchard's in 4th, Maxie Marshall 12th, but behind Maxie is Tim Blundell in 13th. So he is most certainly racing for his position. So generally the rule book goes out the window when that's the case. Not a matter of not battling the guy ahead of you who's laps ahead or in good position. It's you guys just mindful of each other and race away, and that's what they're going to do. Adam is on a rail, most certainly, Rick. He very consistent lines. 13.174 is his best lap. 31.585 is his last lap. 33.51 is the quickest. Well, 36.63 now. So those guys still getting some really good air back there. There is there's one of his teammates there, the 91 of Tom Pritchard. His teammate, he's in fourth. So the 4 car there on our screens, he's in fourth. The car right behind him. Sorry, not the car right behind him. The green car, that little one further back than the red, that is the race leader. That is his teammate there in front of him. All right, so with this run out of 4 to the tri-oval, we are going to have 10 to go. That's 5 minutes of racing, maybe 6 if we're lucky. So really no room for error, no room for mistakes at this point. Would be cool to see him lap the field, but he's better off running right where he's at. Yeah, that's what I was looking at it before, and it's like, dude, he's in a position to lap the entire field. He literally just has 4th, 3rd, and 2nd to go, and while it would be tempting, and I'm sure if the race flow would take him there, he would, but I don't think he'll push it too much. No, God, no. Gosh, no. It's about 24-second lead. It was a good time to run. I think Ron Thompson would have been a bit more competition for him, but he just ran out that 3rd stint. When the first caution came out, he ran out that stint instead of going in. And I think that might have cost him when he did have to go in. But we'll talk to them. He's in 2nd now, so if he finishes in 2nd, we'll definitely talk to him about that and see what he thinks. Looks like Reuben Phelps is locked in at 14th place. We lost him about 10 laps ago. One of our leaders here tonight. Unfortunately, not making it all the way to the finish. There's Lachlan Okisha. He's in 3rd place. Behind him, Nigel Patton and Tom Pritchard. They're 4th and 5th. So they've still got a podium finish in their sides. The top 5 finish in this field is amazing. But top 3 finish will be great. Team Nitro in 2nd. Adam Malone, I forget their team name already, in the lead. So, Mr. Rick Kelly, will we see you at the Coke 600, Coke 400 tomorrow? Chris Standridge's Coke 400. I think it's like the senior circuit, KHR, and a bunch of other groups coming together. All right, we're at 5 to go. What's happened to Adam? Adam Malone forced to hit those pits with 5 to go. It looks like it is going to pay off for Ron Thompson. I thought it might have been a gamble for him, but he's our race leader. I just looked at the track map and I'm like, hang on, the 22 is our race leader with 5 to go. The one car back in fifth, sixth place. What has happened there? The new top three: Ron Thompson, Lachlan Akijo, and Nigel Patton. Tom Pritchard in fourth, Matt Patton in fifth, sixth, Adam Malone, Matthew Raymond, Matthew Budd, seventh and eighth. That is the lead pack. Brian Blundell, Nigel Seidel, Marty Mitchell, and Maxi Marshall. In Blundell included ninth to 13th. They are a lap down. Noddy Tompkins in the pits with 15th, 14th, 16th, and 17th have all retired. We get to 3 to go. 132 laps in, 131 in the books. 3 to go. Yeah, it's going to be a good one. It's going to be, I think, just 2 quick repairs. So it's going to be very, very interesting. Rick Kelly coming through on the Twitch chat for those wondering. Bobbeth TV is live on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. An ultimate lap down that back stretch for the back stretch. Wasn't sure I was going to say stretch or straight away. For the second last time into 3 and 4 for the second last time. Ron A. Thompson, hailing from the Carolinas, showing us Australians how playoff racing is done. Not sure why it jumped to Lachlan for, but we want to give our flowers to this man, Ron A. Thompson. There it is, checkered flag. Congratulations, Nitro Racing taking out the playoff number 2 here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Australian NASCAR eSeries. Friday night trucks powered by Beat the Dark. Mental health matters. Lachlan Akijo second. Matthew Raymond finishing in third. Matt Payton in fourth. I thought Matt finished in third, but no, fourth. Fifth, Adam Malone. Matthew Budd, sixth. Brian Blundell, seventh. Nigel Seidel, eighth. Ninth is Maxi Marshall. Tim Blundell finished 10th. 11th, Nigel Patton. Tom Pritchard, 12th. 13th, Marty Mitchell. Ruben Phelps, 14th. Noddy Tompkins in 15th. Kelvin Clark finished 16th and 17th as the double two does his burnouts on the start and finish line. Was Adam Johnson. Yeah, I think Adam ran out of fuel and had to pit, and that cost him the. He got a top 5 finish, but that definitely cost him the race. So a lifeline to Ron A. Thompson there. Let's jump over to the Discord and see if anyone's available for a chat. There's our race winner, Ron Thompson. We'll give the other boys a bit of a chance to jump in before we get straight up to the man of the hour. I'll actually put into the broadcast man of the hour and a half. See if we get Lachlan or Matthew in just a moment. All right. There's Lachlan. Now we just need to see if Matthew's coming. There's Matthew Wicked. Awesome. All right, that is everybody. Let's get in the booth myself. There we go. All right, we're going to start off with the 83. Matthew Raymond started on the 7th row back in 14th place. But some good consistent racing and some good pit stops really got you up into that battle pretty early on. And you were part of a number of different battles. Hard to highlight them all, but playoff number two of six out of the way, my friend. How do you think it went?
Pretty damn good, yeah. Yeah, how are you, Bo? It's been a
It's
little while
it's
now, actually, eh?
it has been a little while. It's been a bit hard to get in the booth for some of the earliest races in the season. It's yeah, no, it's been amazing. It's I can't believe we're already here with just like we've still got 4 weeks to go, obviously before the championship round, but it's been a battle for a lot of you guys. We obviously were missing a few from the top sort of 10 playoff points, so that's obviously opened up the door for a lot of you other guys. And I think Matt, yes, the other Matt, yourself. Um, Unfortunately, a bit of a run for Adam Malone dropped him back to fifth. Matthew Budd was up there this time. Brian Blue. I think a lot of guys really took advantage of the fact that, I mean, we're missing some good drivers. Darren McKenzie wasn't here. Jason Holdsworth, Daniel Stevens.
Yeah, there
Um,
was, yeah, a lot of fast sleds weren't here tonight, actually.
so
But no, it's good, yeah.
it does open up that door now. Charlotte, I like Charlotte. It's got a few different lines you can run. I prefer a bit of a high line in one and two, and I like to come in a bit high at three, but sort of by midway right down that line for that low exit on four to float up. But what's your preferred run at Charlotte? It's one of my favourite tracks. I do like it.
Whichever one I can find's the quickest, really. That's, the set we had tonight, we tweaked it a bit beforehand. Me and Matthew Budd were
Hmm.
in a server together, and we just played around with that and found a couple of little things. But the only problem with it was that you'd get it once the tyres wore in a bit, stick your nose under a car, and if you're on the inside, it's just just tightened up real bad. So you sort of had to complete the pass before corner entry, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you sort of had to have that run out.
Limited us a little bit, yeah.
Yep.
So, but no, it was all right. But this thing's just so reactive. Like, depending on how you drive it, the air. If you're in a crowd, like I was noticing, the other two lads, we all had the same set.
Yep.
And Lockie and Rubes were up front, and Ruben just got unbelievably loose just because he had clean air, sort of thing. Whereas the rest of us in the crowd, we were all right because it just sort of stayed a bit tighter for us.
Yep. Yep.
So yeah, come adjustment time, it was all over the place a bit.
Yeah, and look, you three guys, yourself, Matt Budd and Ruben all well, I think so Matt was 33.25 was his quickest, but 32.59 and 30 where is it 2.62. So yeah, obviously you boys all running very similar times, and then that shows with the practice and the similar setups. All right, we're on to I've lost the schedule. We're off to, is it worldwide next?
I got no idea actually,
Let's
mate.
have a look. What's that schedule gone?
Yeah,
We
it
just
is
did.
worldwide.
It is worldwide. So 160 laps, which implies slightly shorter track than say Charlotte. What's the strategy coming into worldwide? The midway point of the playoffs.
Um, I'm not a real fan of that place, but a lot of shifting there, I reckon, from memory. I haven't turned a lap there in a little bit, but yeah, I don't know. I'm not overly optimistic for myself. The other lads are pretty pokey there, but we'll see how we go. We'll work on it during the week or whatever. I'll be away next week because I work 7 on, 7 off. So
So you'll be to be your not so much a drop week as a normal drop week, but your drop week, so to speak. You
yeah,
mentioned some of the
yeah,
boys
sort
this
of
week.
thing.
Yep, yep.
So
No.
yeah, the other lads will represent, I'm sure. And yeah, we'll see what happens.
Definitely, man. Well, look, great run here tonight. A lot of different leaders, a lot of different people really could have had that in control at any point, but unfortunately, only three of you can finish in that top three podium position. So, congratulations. Best of luck
Yeah.
with the final, I guess, the final three races before the championship. You've spoken about the teammates. Before we let you go, a whole big group goes into making this possible. Friends, family, sponsors. Who'd you like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, as you said, all the teammates that rocked up tonight, Noddy, bloody Matthew, Budd, Lockie, and Rubes. You for putting on the broadcast, of course, mate.
Thank you.
And
Pleasure.
yeah, a couple of companies that help us out. It's Moondog 56, t-shirts and stuff, and Aussie Canner as well. Same idea, t-shirts,
Yep.
merch, all that sort of thing. They got some good gear. Go check it out. And a couple of charities that we chuck on the car and support a little bit with Tourette syndrome and Alopecia Foundation.
Excellent, man. Always good to use your powers for good and a good cause. So that's awesome, brother. All right, look, you have a great week. The race off next week, and we'll see you again in a couple of weeks. And yeah, look, I say don't be a stranger. We'll have you up in the booth anytime. But I know with this competition, it's tough, so no pressure. But yeah, hopefully we talk soon before the season's out.
Yeah, mate. Well, I haven't seen you on the blacktop either for a while. You gonna be racing tomorrow night or something?
What is tomorrow? I've had a bit of computer issues, so I sort of had to move off the racing sim, which made it a little bit tricky. But 3060 in the machine now, and we're back up and running. I'm sitting in the sim right now, so look, yeah, you will. I haven't raced in a while, so you will. Super
Oh, mate.
speedway
Yeah, I'll
action.
see you around.
All right, brother. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Will do, mate. Cheers,
Catch
bud.
it.
See ya.
All right, that was Matthew Raymond in second. Lachlan Akisha in, sorry, third. Lachlan in second. I'll get him the right way around. Started back there on that fourth row, and was another one that really sort of wasn't on the norm. The norm. The similar pit stops. Went in a bit earlier than a couple of the other guys on that first green flag pit run, and that really actually was that you? Or was that Ruben?
Ruben came down super early. I was
That
probably
was
about 3 laps short of the guys around me, but that was based on fuel
that
because
was
I burned quite a bit leading it early on.
Yeah, now, so that was going to be my next question was the fuel situation. Some of the guys that first green flag pit run everyone made it look a bit urgent. I guess everyone was trying to time it to go in together, but it was around the 40-ish lap marks. Was that the sort of the what was the capacity on the truck tonight?
Look, it was around about 49 to 51,
Yep.
depending on how hard you went, how much draft you sat in, that sort of stuff. I mean, and because we had 135 lap race or 134, sorry,
Mm.
it was kind of just time it as to when you want to pit, when you feel like it, as long as you're pitting after lap 40, 41, 42. Most guys would have run it out the tank because having better tyres at the end is more beneficial. But yeah, I think we were all sort of in that same position. I was very happy with the truck tonight. We had a really nice set. It was really comfortable. Felt like I was on top of the adjustments all night long. So I was happy pitting when I pitted. So yeah, it was good.
No, definitely can we can sort of see that from your lap times. You was slightly quicker than Ron in best time, and he was slightly quicker on that last lap, but the consistency was so close. Now, with that longer pit run, it looked like at first I thought that Adam. I wasn't sure if he was going to have some troubles with his with just the way the math was working, but then it looked like Ron was going to sort of sabotage his run, having to go in with 20 to go, and back there, you was there with Matthew Raymond. I think there was a few other guys, bit of lap traffic. Were you sort of, could you tell that some of those guys were potentially sort of in a bit of trouble if they didn't watch their numbers well and were hoping to take advantage of that? Were you surprised to see Adam peel off the way he did?
I wasn't overly surprised. It was in the back of my mind. I thought there's a possibility if he clutched every lap and maximized the fuel. But
Hmm.
I also know from experience, having done a few practice runs earlier this week, that if you tried to save that fuel, you were going to lose too much speed, and he would have been caught by Ronnie and possibly even myself. But so we kind of figured back in the back of our minds that he wasn't going to be a huge factor. Him pitting with 20 to go surprised me. I thought he'd run it a bit longer than that. But yeah, so he wasn't a huge surprise. We kind of knew though that we were going to have to all pit because I think it was like 57 to go when we
Yeah.
came down, so it was going to be way too tight. But yeah, no, it was just kind of when you came down in that last stint. I thought for sure Matty Patton would catch me at the end there, but I think I got lucky with a bit of traffic the way it did that he was over a second behind starting the white flag lap. But no, it was good in the end, and yeah, I'm happy with the result. Good points for the playoffs, and we move on to the last race of the first round.
Yeah, definitely, and like I said with Matt, we're missing a few sort of important players tonight as well. Just trying to get back down to those standings. Get those on Darren McKenzie, Jason Holdsworth, Daniel Stevens, even Henry King's up there in the battle with a few of those names, and that one race to go in that first half of the playoffs. It certainly makes it very tight, and I think that takes a little bit of pressure off you coming into that race. Wide World Technology, such a mouthful that one. A bit of an odd track
You can
that
call it
one.
Gateway.
Gateway. Now it's a bit of a long one with those really tight turns at each end. We've seen some good racing. It's sort of a thinner Martinsville stuff like that. You looking forward to that one? Do you feel like that's going to be another one you
I
can
love it.
capitalize? You do.
It's up there with one of my favorite racetracks in the on the platform. I've had some really awesome races there with some guys over the years, so it's one that you can really produce some good side by side racing, good door banging without wrecking each other, and it'll be a spectacle to watch, and you boys in the broadcast booth will enjoy it, I reckon.
Look, you guys never fail to put on a good show and make my job very easy. So, looking forward to that one. That's going to be a good race. Well, look, congratulations yet again, man. Obviously, a team does go behind making this all possible and helps get you here where you are. And good to give them a shout out, friends, family, sponsors. Who do you need to give thanks?
Obviously, like you said, big thanks to the team, Matty Raymond, Ruben, Matthew Budd. We had a quartet out tonight, which was awesome. Shout out to the boys behind the scenes, Brenton and Jake. They're out there. They don't race every week, but they're still out there helping us out, putting the effort into to get us where we are. And then obviously, big thanks to the sponsors this year for helping us out and looking after us, Aussie Canner and Moondog. They look awesome on the car, and it's great to represent them. And yeah, and thanks to yourself and the guys who run the league. It's awesome league so far this year. Really enjoyed every single lap of it, and can't wait for the next lap.
Definitely,
Next one.
definitely I can agree with that. I've done a little bit of the Super Speedway racing on Saturday night, and the boys are second to none in terms of competition. That is some hard battling. It's like I looked at some of it, and went, "Oh, I can do this. Yeah, here we go." And oh my gosh, I've been humbled a bit. So looking forward to racing again tomorrow, and I get back into that. But no, you guys always put on a good show. So big thanks to yourself and the team as well, because yeah, consistency on the track, consistency showing up for the track, just always putting on a good show, and it just, as I say, could not make my job easier. So thank you.
All good. Cheers, man.
All right, man. Well, look, congratulations. Best of luck with the last race of the first half of the playoffs next week as we head to Gateway. And yeah, best of luck with everything else you and the boys have got going on in the meantime.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, that was Lachlan Akisho. That's going to leave one last man. Now, I felt like I might have given him the broadcaster's curse at one point, and then I felt like the jinx was going to be the fuel run, but Adam Malone was the shocker on the track to give you a good last sort of 5 or 6 lap run there to run home. Ron Thompson, congratulations, buddy.
Thanks, Bob. Thanks, man. It was a little stressful for me there when I didn't know if he was going to be able to make the fuel run or not, and so I was really trying to lay down some smooth laps.
No, you definitely were. A little bit of lap traffic sort of got in the way a bit as well, which I don't know. In some parts, it looked like it might have been a hindrance, but in other parts, I feel like it might have sort of held people up. Um, not in a way that they got past, but just so that the focus was back there and you're able to sort of execute a bit better. Now, the big news sort of tonight, playoff round two, missing some big guns, Darren McKenzie, Jason Holdsworth, and Daniel Stevens. I want to rub that in so they don't miss another race. But you're literally 9 points off the lead. You're currently fourth place coming into tonight, 42 points, 51 for Darren McKenzie. That is going to be a good jump heading in to the to round three, the first half of the playoffs. Uh, with Gateway being the track it is, it's a bit of a tricky, sort of more technical one, I guess. You can't just flat out it. How do you think you're going to go on that one?
Yeah, Gateway is. It's going to take me some laps of practice around it. It's a fun track. It's different ends, about like a Darlington. You have to run them different, and so it's going to be pretty good. I got pretty good faith. I had the crew chief into the war room. He was out of town, so he was watching, and
Yep.
so we made an audible call going down the pits. I decided not to stop on that caution because if I take fuel, I change the balance, and I didn't have time to get the changes in before if I took fuel. And so I thought, anything past, if I can get to, lap 94 or 104, I can make a last 30 lap run and be good as long as everybody, is on the same tire strategy.
Yep.
So, but yeah, Jason, I know he's out of town, and Darren, he won last week, had some stuff going on, and um, I don't know what happened to Stevie yet. But the guys, all in all, man, oh man, this Australian NASCAR, eSeries league, man, they do great. These guys run hard. Really, no caution to say, and like you said, traffic was there, but I had faith around them to all of them.
Well, that's something. Yeah.
Lucky and Matty Ray. I mean, I knew they were good, so I didn't have no worries there. Matt Patton made a showing and stuff, so I mean, he's good. But Adam, I knew. I thought, boy, if he starts saving fuel, I don't know if I could get back to him.
And that was the looking at the math, as I say, I was I think I was so focused on trying to calculate whether your run was going to be enough. If a yellow came out a bit early, a bit late in the race, it might have been a good vantage point for everyone to get into the pits and not penalise you too much. But I thought a green flag pit was. I look, not that I didn't have faith in you, but I just thought that felt like it was going to be too much of an obstacle to catch up to Adam. And then, as I say, I wasn't calculating his. I wasn't worried about sort of that side of the race, and then that obviously became a factor as he had to pit. I think 8 laps to go or something like that, and obviously that changed the balance of that top five pretty dramatically. And yeah, as I say, with some guys not making it tonight, that it's really with one more race of the first part of the playoffs to go. It's really turned it into anyone's ball game, especially with a
Oh
couple
yeah,
of tricky tracks to go.
these guys, like I said, and that was again from Jason in the war room. He's watching, and that was like we didn't know if he's going to pit or not. And he said, believe me, he's going to have to pit for the times that he's running. So I thought, okay, well, I'll just make sure I don't get loose here and lose anything.
That's it. That is it. Now, I think, yeah, Lachlan, he was a few points behind you, 5 points behind you in the playoffs. So he's obviously going to close that gap. Going to be your main competition moving forward. I'll have to wait and see what happens with
Well,
Matt.
with the wins, Bob,
Oh,
me and Darren make it through to the next
oh,
round.
you do, don't you?
So
Because yeah.
yeah, they're at the win, so that makes us lock in. So now the other guys are points racing.
Oh,
So
all
that's
right.
why it was real. I really did want to get the win, but I was definitely gonna cash in on the points. And that's why I led that first lap so I could back off and save the tires because I knew we was going to have to run, 50 laps the first stint for sure.
Yep, yep. I get you now. I get you. And that's the sort of chess game that it is. It's sort of getting those lead lap points and just using whatever buffers are available to you in that sense. But awesome race, man. Look, I feel bad having even a slight amount of doubt in your strategy. You never let us down, and for a Yankee, you're certainly showing us Aussies how to drive. And not your first win in I think you picked up two in the regular season. So
Yeah,
couple,
probably in the truck series,
yeah,
it's good. Like I
couple,
said, especially with the guys, the drivers that are here.
yeah.
It's a
Oh,
lot of fun racing with them.
for sure, for sure. It's and I say that to the second and third guys, and it's not to make them feel bad. A top three finish in this sort of league, a top five finish, hell, is definitely a goal slash would count as a win to me because yeah, it's what average strength of field of about 2K. That's a very very widespread strength of field, and it's not always the high numbers that are up the front, but I think that's just competition breeds competition. You can't learn unless you're being challenged, and I think that's where we are. Some of the guys like Matty Raymond hasn't been in the booth for quite some races because the top three is just shared around a lot. So I think the next week's race to finish off the first part of the playoffs is going to be very interesting, and then those final three races, only a couple of opportunities for everyone else sort of battle for that championship at the end of the season.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Like I said, and then we do have the Coke 600 coming on here in Charlotte in the NASCAR boys, so we're gonna meet a few guys up down here, Jason and stuff, in the states to watch that and have fun time. But the camaraderie, is really good. You don't really hear a bunch of um, people getting mad at each other,
Nope.
over stuff. So, and that's what it takes, to run a nice, great league like this here going on. I mean, they do a great job. The Stars boys have always been in there helping out and keeping things on the go. It's fun to step on the gas pedal and know that you can run side by side and not worry about crashing.
Yeah, yeah, and we saw a lot of that tonight, and even it's like that back half, sort of 5 to 15, that back 10, around 10th place is sort of the axis of it all, and it's not just up the front that you see some good two wide racing or some draft passing and things, but yeah, you see some good battles all the way down. People are racing as if their battle is for 1 and 2, whether it's 15th and 14th, 8th and the 7th, or whatever. It's always raced as if it's for the lead and for high stakes. And I think that it just brings on some really awesome racing. And like I said to Lachlan, you guys are amazing. You never fail to put on a good show. It makes my job so easy. And just
Well,
continue to
good. I
do
was
that.
hoping how that did up there in the booth like that. We're getting to watch it all, Bob. I know, Brian and Tim Blundell. They've been working hard at their craft and racing great.
Definitely, yeah.
Look
Brian,
at
top 10
Maxie.
finish.
Maxie sat on the pole tonight.
Yep.
I mean, that's awesome.
And that's the thing. And that's where I'm learning myself is watching where you guys like breaking the races down to 3 to 5 sort of segments and trying to map them out that way. And you know, you could sort of be well, I think Tim and Brian were at the rear of the field in that first sort of third of the race, and then to finish, both of them to finish in the top 10. Brian just outside of the top 5. That was a great run by them. Same with Nigel and Matt, the Patton guys. They were both either end of the guys were both up there. Matthew Budd is another one that was sort of looks like, as I say to the guys when I'm broadcasting, that first 30-40 laps, don't worry about position, because they're really just ticking off laps at this stage type of thing. And it's good to see that it's not the same guys. It's always a pretty mixed field. The top 5, the top 10, even in terms of who's where and who's battling for what. To have someone like Ruben finishing 14th in a race is you know sort of a testament to the rest of the guys.
Yeah,
He's a guy that's
yeah,
constantly in the top 5.
yeah. Ruben's always fast. I don't know if the putting fuel in it got him a little more loose on the tires, got hot.
Yep.
But yeah, he's always a fast one, and so you got to. But he's done great with racecraft, and you don't need somebody hanging on your right rear or left rear. Go ahead and make the pass, fall in line, and let's keep rolling. And that takes a lot when people start learning the racecraft and to really see. Now, if it gets late in the stage and everybody's running, side by side, all good too. But if somebody ran you down from behind and just let them roll and get in there and make your pit stop and adjustments.
That's it. It's exactly right. No, couldn't have said it better. And that's why you are most certainly going to be leading the playoff points come next week. So congratulations on that. And I
Thank you,
think,
Bob.
I'm Australian. I should be going for my Aussie boys. But the fact that you're the lone, more often than not, the lone American battling the boys, I think it's good to have an awesome American driver to keep them on their toes, because it's yeah, it's just good to see. And good to see you do well, man. Before we let you go, though, friends, family, sponsors, who do you need to give a shout out to?
Oh yeah, we had you know Matt Patton Plumbing from South Wales come on board, and then we got Fantasia Pastoral Company, Creamer Cows. They always do a good job, and we get some tires from stuff from them. But the boys at Nitro work really hard on the setups, and like I said, crew chief and all the teammates here. But all in all, and you guys for putting on the race. Who we got that beat the dark? Sponsors the series
Yep,
too,
yep.
and that's always great. But we really enjoy the camaraderie of the whole group, and I couldn't be more happy. Thanks,
Definitely
Bob.
could not agree with you more. It's fortunate if someone like myself who broadcasts a couple of different leagues can get, you'll usually have one of them that just sort of shines the most in terms of the competition and the quality and the respect and things like that. But unfortunately, all the different leagues, they're all, they're not all connected. One's an American, a couple of Americans, an Australian league, things like that. They all pretty much have the same um, sort of ideals, the same sort of rule set, same sort of mentality, and I'm very lucky, extremely lucky to have such, I'd near say at least, a caliber of 50 drivers over 3 or 4 leagues, 60 drivers that are just some of the nicest, best drivers on the sim. Easy.
Yes, yes, we appreciate it.
Awesome, man. Well, look, congratulations. You get to rest for another week and sort of just come into the battle and race the race. Nothing too urgent for you and the stakes as you rack up your playoff win. So congratulations on that. Good luck with the race next week. And yeah, we'll hopefully talk to you again soon.
Thanks, Bob.
Thank you, mate. Bye. All right, that wraps up Charlotte Motor Speedway's round 2 of the playoffs. One more round on part 1 of the playoffs to go. Who is going to secure that third and a final victory in those 3 races? We'll have to wait for next week to find out. A couple of drivers won't be here this next week. A couple of drivers will be returning. So that points battle, that is really going to get tight as the guys from second back fight for those extra points, lead lap points, things like that. All right, well, on behalf of the Australian NASCAR eSeries Friday Night Trucks, powered by Beat the Dark Mental Health Matters, my name is Bob. This has